watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. I keep forgetting what day it is with the holiday week.
We're in that stretch now where there are no rules for the next couple of weeks.
Everything is kind of a blur. Brady and I will be off the next 2 days, so it's the beginning of the holiday for us, and then we'll be back on Friday.
Yeah, don't worry. We have much fun for you in the new year.
First at 4, Sun Prairie Superintendent Dr. Brad Sarin will be leaving the district to lead Chippewa Falls schools. His departure coincides with an investigation into how the district handled child sex crime allegations against former Dean of Students Robert Gilkey Meisegeyer. In a statement from Sun Prairie School Board, Vice President Bryn Horton, he says he has led with integrity and vision during a time of tremendous growth and change. Sarin will officially begin the job on July 1st of 2026.
We have both Christmas and New Year's on the 10-day extended forecast. First Warn meteorologist Blaze Keller is here with what we can expect through the holidays. And nice day out today.
It really was a nice day. Temperatures are still in the low to mid 40s at this hour. We got the first of a couple mild days out of the way. Even though our winds are out of the north, we are not going to cool on down as we head into not only Christmas Eve, but really Christmas as well, staying in those upper 30s to low 40s. So let's take a look at what we can expect. Upper 30s to low 40s, Christmas Eve and Christmas, both days mostly cloudy, both days mild, a little bit more breezy on Christmas. Could be dealing with some light rain showers to end Christmas Eve and then picking up again towards the end of Christmas. Both Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, we could be waking up to some fog as well. So if you are going to be traveling or hitting the road early on Christmas Eve or Christmas, just know you could be running into some dense fog at times. A little bit of drizzle possible throughout the day on Christmas, but to end the day going into Friday, that's when we'll see another chance for a rain-snow mix move across southern Wisconsin. So it looks like, at least for now, we're staying mild with some light rain as the primary precipitation, and that's mainly going to be on Christmas Eve. Now, the mild temperatures, they are not set to last as we end December and look ahead to the start of the new year. How cold we get and when the cool down arrives, coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Blaze. Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser is heading back to a state psychiatric hospital. The order comes after Geyser escaped from her group home in Madison last month. A Waukesha County Circuit Court judge granted a request from the State Department of Health Services to revoke Geyser's release privileges. Last week, Geyser told the judge through her attorney she would not fight revocation. Sun Prairie firefighters responded to an attic fire at a multifamily building on Athletic Way last night near the Prairie Athletic Club. Crews were able to put out the fire within just a few minutes, while others focused on finding people and pets. After a search, everyone was accounted for and all pets were safely returned to their owners. One person is out of their home, and the damage is estimated at $30,000.
Beef prices are going up, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon, despite the Trump administration's efforts to rein in the cost. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says ground beef costs an average of $6.78 a pound. That's what it cost in November. That's a 2.1% increase from September and a 15% jump from this time a year ago. The record beef prices come as the U.S. has a historically small cattle herd.
Chocolate Shop is set to open its 9th location at the Hilldale Shopping Center. It'll take over the storefront that previously hosted Gigi's Cupcakes, which closed in December. Owner Andy Land says Hilldale is a great location thanks to its unique mix of local favorites and a great atmosphere. The new store is set to open sometime next year.
And in honor of the holidays, Governor Tony Evers and First Lady Kathy Evers put out a video celebrating Christmas in Wisconsin.
Let's spread more joy and hope this holiday season.
And no matter how you're celebrating this Christmas, we hope you are safe, healthy, and warm, and spending the holiday with those you love most.
From our family to yours, we send our warmest wishes and wish you a safe and happy holiday.
Merry Christmas.
See, they got their decorations already. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Have you been to the Capitol yet to see all those?
I love it.
Yeah.
See the tree?
I think I'm going to swing by tomorrow to see all that.
It's worth it.
Wonderful. Well, next on Live at 4, a Wisconsin student is joining a handful of others in having their Christmas ornament design displayed in Washington, D.C.
And then AI is facing a setback when it comes to handling company pricing. We'll look at why Instacart is backing down from AI pricing after a system testing.
Then the holidays and kindness go hand in hand. We'll hear from an expert on why and how it's good for you all year long.
Plus, Blaze is back with a check of the first warn forecast. Is that a live picture right now? Look at how beautiful that is this afternoon. He'll have the details when we come back.
Oh, that's very nice. This is Kellogg, Idaho on Silver Mountain. The weather there is 38 degrees and a little cloudy. Kellogg grew out of one of the richest silver mining districts in the world, and Silver Mountain features a 3-mile gondola ride, the longest in North America.
They have more snow than we have right about now, Blaze, and it doesn't look like there's any in the immediate forecast. It's going to be a warm Christmas.
That's right. Yeah, no heavy snow in the forecast, no heavy rain either, but with the temperatures getting into those 40s and staying there not only tomorrow, but also into really the rest of this week, we're going to be chipping away at remaining snow that has slowly but surely been chipping away, but stuck with us since after Thanksgiving. So we are looking at a more mild couple of days here. Cloudy today and tonight, remaining cloudy for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Could wake up to a little bit of fog on Christmas. Winds will be out of the southeast, but let's jump ahead to the afternoon because that's when a little bit of rain will move through the area. Not really going to be impacting a whole lot of people, but it may just be a little bit of a downpour as we go into the afternoon. That will continue to push off towards the east as we go overnight. Even though winds turn out of the north on Thursday, we're not going to really cool on down. We'll stay cloudy. Could once again be waking up to some fog as we go into Christmas. And then as we look ahead to later Christmas evening, overnight into Friday, that's when winds turn back out of the south. We see another round of a light rain snow mix through the area. North of the Dells, we could get a little bit of ice out of this as well, but the ground has been fairly warm over the last couple of days, and our temperatures not only in Friday, but into Saturday will be above freezing. So any ice that we do see, it will be maybe slick in some spots, but it will melt by the time we go into Friday afternoon. We've already talked about it, but again, mostly cloudy conditions for both Christmas Eve and Christmas, upper 30s to low 40s. Both cloudy, a little bit more breezy on Christmas Day, and again, both mornings we could be dealing with some fog. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be going from house to house celebrating over the next couple of days. But our temperatures are not going to stay warm beyond Saturday. We are back into those 20s, maybe even slipping into those upper teens by the following Monday as a strong cold front moves on through and brings our temperatures back to where they should be for this time of year as we look to end not only the year but December and go into the beginning of January. So we'll go from about 5 to 15 degrees above average to about 5 to 15 degrees cooler than average as we look over the next 7 to 10 days. But what I don't foresee really breaking down, or at least maybe not on the horizon, is a big prolonged cool down, a big Arctic blast. Quite the opposite, actually. I think we're going to continue to stay mild, maybe slightly above average towards the true end of December, going into that first full week of January. So there's a look at our 7 and 10 day forecast. We've got pretty much every holiday up there that you can imagine. We're just missing Easter, Arbor Day, everything else. But upper 30s to low 40s through about Saturday, and then 20s pretty much from Sunday onward. Could squeeze out some light snow sometime towards the middle of next week. I wouldn't count on it being a big, hefty amount of snow. But that may be our next chance, I would say, for at least maybe a little bit of a blanket. Yeah.
It's interesting. It feels like spring out there right now.
It really does. Yeah, it's been kind of a wild, wacky weather time.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the data. I mean, even though we've been warm for the last couple of days, we're still about 8 or so degrees cooler than where we should be. So We could be a little bit warmer for a few more days,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely missing the snow.
I am too, and there's a lot of winter left to come, though. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's not spring yet.
It's not
I was
spring
going to say,
yet.
we know, I think better than anybody, winter is not nearly done.
But the good news is, hopefully, no travel, other than the fog, no travel issues, and
Which,
that's good.
yeah, silver linings.
Yes, you're right. Think positive. Thank you, Blaze. Well, the National Park System is celebrating America's 250th anniversary with their America's Field Trip contest. And August Bushman from Plover, Wisconsin, he's one of 24 students across the country who won a free trip to an iconic American landmark. So he got to choose where he wanted to go, and he picked the Rockies in Colorado. Good choice. And he just visited with his dad. To win, August submitted a video essay explaining what America and Wisconsin means to him. And he also made an ornament, which is now displayed at Washington, D.C.'s President's Park. It has the Great Lakes, a peace sign representing Wisconsin's civil rights history, and of course, you guessed it, cheese for its design.
I thought it would be good to put some positive stuff out there and enjoy representing my state.
He just tossed a video out there of what America meant and spoke from his heart, and good things have come from that.
That must be one proud mama. August, way to go. He hopes to have more opportunities like this in the future. His ornament will be on display from now until New Year's Day.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, not so wonderful. After a helmet-to-helmet hit, Jordan Love was out of Saturday's game, but Malik Willis filled the gap, becoming one of the top backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
The injury report this week has a lot of uncertainty for the Saturday Packer home game against the Baltimore Ravens.
Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde reports from Green Bay.
The Packers beginning their preparations for Saturday night's matchup here at Lambeau Field against the Baltimore Ravens, doing so without knowing who their quarterback will be by Saturday night. Starter Jordan Love is still in the concussion protocol, although had the Packers practiced instead of having a jog through, he would have been able to participate on a limited basis. The same is true for Malik Willis, who has a right shoulder injury that he suffered last Saturday night in Chicago against the Bears. He would have been limited as well, but Matt LaFleur says neither one of them is anywhere close to being out of the woods just yet.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. We got to see how they progress throughout the course of the week. So by no means are they in the clear.
We'll have more on the Packers quarterback situation and everything else you need to get ready for Saturday night's matchup with the Ravens on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. Go Pack, go. Hope it's a
We
good
got
game.
this.
Coming up on Live at 4, the economy has grown in the last year, but consumer confidence may not be on the same page.
Then spreading kindness around the holidays is good for your health. We look at why and how a little more kindness spread through the year can improve your life.
And then over 100,000 Wisconsinites will need to reshape their student loan payments. We'll tell you why the SAVE plan is going away and what alternatives borrowers have to pick from.
And it's been more than a year since Hurricane Helene devastated parts of the eastern U.S. Wendy Gillette travels to Asheville, North Carolina to talk about how it's recovering from the storm. Well, the numbers on Wall Street today, another day of green across the board. The Dow was up 79 points. The Nasdaq is up 133 points. The S&P 500 picked up 31.
The Department of Homeland Security is now offering undocumented immigrants who self-deport before the new year $3,000. That is triple the previous $1,000 stipend that has been available since May. Officials say tens of thousands have already taken the exit bonus, noting that it costs an average of $17,000 to arrest, detain, and remove an undocumented immigrant. Those who leave voluntarily may still be able to return through a legal process.
The Department of Justice has released thousands more documents related to Jeffrey Epstein.
This third batch includes court records, FBI tips, security video from jail, and emails. Olivia Rinaldi has the details from the White House.
The DOJ released about 30,000 pages overnight, including emails from 2019 in the days after Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on sex trafficking charges. The emails show federal agents asking for updates and contacting 10 potential co-conspirators, including Ghislaine Maxwell, but most other names are redacted.
We are not going to quit until justice is done.
Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna says survivors are demanding more be made public.
The FBI witness interviews, that's where they told them about other men who either raped them or were involved in the cover-up.
One email from the Justice Department says then private citizen Donald Trump flew on Epstein's plane many more times than had previously been known, and on 2 occasions did so with women described as possible witnesses in a potential case against Maxwell. President Trump has said he had a falling out with Jeffrey Epstein years ago and had no knowledge of his crimes. On Monday, the president called the files an effort to distract from his political accomplishments.
What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
The DOJ also came to the president's defense, writing on social media that some of the documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against the president that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, the White House.
The Epstein Files Transparency Act requires the DOJ to explain to Congress why they made any redactions about 2 weeks after all of the files are out. Some have been critical of the department for redacting too many names, but DOJ officials say it is to protect the innocent and the survivors.
Instacart is ending its controversial artificial intelligence pricing system after facing criticism. The online grocery platform charged different customers varying prices for the same items from the same store. A Consumer Reports study found prices varied by 7% on average, potentially costing families $1,200 more per year. One example showed a dozen eggs from a Washington, D.C. store priced between $3.99 and $4.79, depending on the customer.
The fact that they caved so quickly says to me that they know that they were doing something wrong. Consumers have been very leery about AI to begin with. Now with this revelation about Instacart, consumers aren't going to trust them. And what we're hearing more than anything else is don't screw around with our food.
Instacart announced it's ending all item price tests effective immediately, saying the company fell short of customer expectations. The company maintains this was not dynamic pricing and stores will continue setting prices on the platform. Reuters reports the FTC is now investigating Instacart's pricing policies.
Well, this is the time of year, of course, for spreading goodwill, and showing kindness not only helps others,
but experts say it can also help you. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about how holiday kindness may actually ease chronic pain.
If you're one of the millions of Americans with pain that doesn't go away, you may find relief in medicine. But a dose of kindness may be a helpful prescription.
Kindness is really an expression of care. And what ends up happening is it can induce an incredible amount of positive emotional states.
Pain management Dr. Trishul Kapoor with Cleveland Clinic says when that positivity floods our brains, it can release feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin and can actually disrupt pain pathways and reduce overall perception of that pain.
In the same sense, kindness becomes almost sort of a life hack, and we call it the helper's high, to be able to have that same mechanism to have benefit in your overall mental health and well-being.
Kapoor says being kind can also increase levels of hormones like oxytocin, which can dilate blood vessels and lower blood pressure. And the best part is the acts of kindness that may bring relief can also be simple, like getting involved in the community, volunteering, giving financially, or giving of your time to help others. Even saying hello or greeting someone else can go a long way.
To treat any kind of condition, it's more than just medications and interventions. It needs to be treated holistically because life outside of an appointment room or a hospital is quite large, and we can't always control all of that with a medication or a specific treatment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Dr. Kapoor says kindness also extends to yourself.
Yeah, you have to have some self-compassion. He says when you're feeling pain, in a big part of being kind, because you don't appreciate yourself, you're not able to help others either. Yeah, it's a good lesson.
Wise words. Didn't your mom always tell you that?
She did.
Yeah, mine
Yes.
too. Coming up on Live at 4, we're learning more about a series of traffic stops that resulted in the driver speeding off in Monona and through Madison.
Then a plane on display flown by a community member is nearly restored at the Stoughton VFW. How the local and military communities came together after it was damaged last year.
We're learning more this afternoon about the 22-year-old man killed in a shooting this weekend. We'll hear from his family and friends as they remember a life lost.
And Blaze is back with the First Warn forecast with a cloudy and mild Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And we start off the new year with some chillier temperatures.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Welcome back to Live at 4 today, everybody. It does not feel like Christmas Eve,
I
does
know.
it?
It's getting real, though. I was at the grocery store and it was packed. Good luck finding a parking spot.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look outside today. Oh, they're trying to get every last moment in at the Elver Park skating rink. They might have to close it for a little while with temps coming up in the 40s over Christmas, but it'll be back. There's a lot of winter left to come. They're playing. They have the whole rink to themselves. Isn't that great?
They're living their best life, Blaze.
The weather word's staying cloudy and warm for Christmas. Hi, Blaze.
Hello, that's right. Yeah, I mean, they had the whole rink to themselves. It wasn't a bad day to get out there. You know, overnight lows are probably what's keeping the ice around, still slipping below freezing. But again, over the next couple of days with both Christmas Eve, Christmas, Friday, and even Saturday being in those upper 30s to low 40s, just be careful if you're heading out on the ice, especially around area lakes. We're looking at cloudy conditions for both Christmas Eve and Christmas, both days mild. A little bit of some rain will be possible later Christmas Eve. Some drizzle sticking around throughout the day on Christmas, but both days we could be waking up to a little bit of fog. So if you're really up early tomorrow morning, you'll be waking up to some areas of some dense fog at times, but that should lighten up as we go throughout the morning hours. And then as we jump ahead to Christmas morning, again, if you're up early, I know the kids will be probably getting everybody up early to open up those gifts. We're looking at some patchy fog, to say the least, across a lot of southern Wisconsin. That will start to thin on out as we head further into the morning. But just keep that in mind if you're going to be opening up gifts and then going to another person's house and celebrating with them through, I would say, the early afternoon. You could be running into some fog. Temperatures are going to be cooling down as we end December and go into the start of the new year. How cold our highs get and how long the cold lasts in the full forecast.
Thank you, Blaze. A high school sports star and first-generation American was shot and killed over the weekend. This happened near Portage Road in Madison Friday night.
Our Tanasia Shaw is here with more. And Tanasia, you spoke to a family friend.
Hi, Susan and Brady. Yes, the Gambian community is very close, and right now, local Gambian Americans and other people across the city of Madison are mourning the life of Abubakar Dabo. He's a 22-year-old that is well known and has a promising future. Dabo's dreams and aspirations cut short after being shot Saturday night. He was visiting during Christmas break from classes at Vanderbilt in Tennessee, where he stays. He was alongside two of his brothers. One of them was shot as well, but they have left the hospital. Before Saturday, Dabo was known throughout Madison for playing soccer and excelling in academics.
Immigrating is a challenge. So to come here, be able to do school, not only do school, but be successful in school. Not only do school, but also do extracurricular activities. Like you mentioned, he was a good athlete, played soccer. Many of the people knows him that way. Not only do those things, but also give back to the community. He volunteered, he brought many young people together.
Right now, there are two persons of interest in custody connected to this case, but charges have not been formally filed yet. Dabo's family is honoring him through a charity that will support a mosque and orphanage in Gambia.
Tanasia, thank you. Sun Prairie Superintendent Dr. Brad Sarin will leave the district to lead Chippewa Falls schools. His departure coincides with an investigation into how the district handled child sex crime allegations against former Dean of Students Robert Gilkey Messigeyer. In a statement from Sun Prairie School Board Vice President Bryn Horton, He says that he has led with integrity and vision during a time of tremendous growth and change. Sarin will officially begin the job on July 1st next year.
Slender Man attacker Morgan Geyser is heading back to a state psychiatric hospital. The order comes after Geyser escaped from her group home in Madison last month. A Waukesha County Circuit judge granted a request from the State Department of Health Services to revoke Geyser's release privileges. Last week, Geyser told the judge through her attorney that she would not fight revocation.
Monona police are investigating 2 vehicle pursuits over the weekend involving drivers who left traffic stops. The first happened on Saturday when a BMW nearly hit a squad car at a Quick Trip on West Broadway before speeding onto the Beltline. That pursuit was called off due to traffic. Police are still looking for the driver. The second happened early yesterday when police tried to stop a vehicle with an unreadable license plate. That driver tried to get away on the Beltline before officers stopped the chase. Police later found and impounded the vehicle. A 43-year-old Madison man is now facing multiple felony charges.
More than $192 million has now been distributed to over 36,000 flood survivors in southeast Wisconsin following August's historic flooding. While individual assistance has been approved, FEMA denied public assistance funding for 6 counties. The state has appealed that decision after identifying additional damage, bringing total public losses to more than $27 million. FEMA has not yet ruled on the appeal.
A Milwaukee man says his student loan payment nearly tripled after the federal Save Repayment Plan was ended. According to reporting from Wisconsin Public Radio, Benjamin Lee saw his monthly bill jump from $450 to $1,300 after the U.S. Department of Education announced the Biden-era program was illegal. About 135,000 Wisconsin borrowers now must choose between a new repayment plan or be placed into standard repayment. Advocates warn payments will rise for most borrowers and encourage people to explore income-driven options or seek deferment if they need it.
Consumer confidence is down this month. That's according to the latest survey from the Conference Board. Consumer confidence fell 3.8 points from November to 89.1, and that is the lowest reading since April when President Trump introduced his Liberation Day tariffs. The monthly report showed consumers' views of their family's current financial situation dipped into negative territory for the first time in nearly 4 years. Consumers across all income levels also expressed more concern about the state of the labor market, with the unemployment rate recently hitting a 4-year high.
Despite consumer confidence, the U.S. economy got a boost last quarter. That's according to the latest gross domestic product report just released by the Commerce Department. The third quarter GDP report showed the U.S. economy accelerated at an inflation-adjusted annualized rate of 4.3%. That's the fastest growth rate in 2 years. Consumer spending and exports were the main contributors to the strong GDP reading, which was delayed due to the government shutdown. The report likely means the Federal Reserve has less need to cut rates to support the economy when it reconvenes next month.
Well, in December of last year, you may recall a long-standing display airplane at the city's VFW was heavily damaged after a Massachusetts driver hit it and then ran. Witnesses were able to help find the driver, and he was eventually ticketed. Now, after a year of hard work and support from the military and their community, VFW members say the jet is nearly fully repaired. VFW Post 328 Commander Rob Drogsvald says they've been finding parts and pieces from all over, with a big hand from the 115th Air Wing. And one of the final touches came from Nebraska.
This guy from Nebraska found me reaching out on Facebook through a couple aviation Facebook pages, and he got a hold of my email account, and he's just like, hey man, I got a tank for you. I went down, we went down there in the worst storm, one of the worst storms in Iowa's history, not this last Saturday, but the weekend before that. And it was a horrible trip, but we came back with a tank, and grateful for Jeff King, Lincoln, Nebraska.
And glad you made it safely. A final few touches are still needed, including 2 bolts inside the craft and some fresh paint this spring.
The TSA says it's fully staffed and ready to screen more than 44 million travelers over the holiday period, which goes through January 4th, potentially setting a new record. Passengers arriving at airports will notice some changes from last year. Travelers now need a real ID to board. A new pre-check line is open for members of the military and uniformed services, and some airports have dedicated lanes for families. Shoes no longer need to come off at security checkpoints.
Well, next on Live at 4, it's been over a year since Hurricane Helene made landfall in the U.S., causing major flooding and devastation.
In Asheville, North Carolina, residents who dug out from the mud are bringing their businesses back with a tourism boost to help them go above and beyond business before the storm.
And then if you're looking for what to watch online, we're telling you about the Stranger Things season finale. And that was and a movie, this one, Cherry Pie Christmas, that was filmed right here in Wisconsin with a Green Bay Packer in it.
Love it. Blaze has a warmer first warn forecast, but the clouds are sticking around.
Look at that sunset.
Pretty.
The days are getting longer.
Woo, we're thriving, everyone. We're back after this.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Well, it has been a little over a year since Hurricane Helene devastated parts of western North Carolina.
Tourism there has rebounded after a substantial dip in the months after the storm.
CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette visits Asheville to see the recovery.
This Christmas feels merrier, creating ornaments and other art at North Carolina Glass Center in Asheville, where the French Broad River is gently flowing. It's a stark contrast to late September 2024.
Oh my gosh, that is a storm.
When Hurricane Helene brought catastrophic flooding, killing more than 100 and damaging or destroying thousands of homes and buildings. The storm left much of the city's vibrant River Arts District in ruins.
We closed. We were closed right after the storm, and then we worked as hard as we could to get back up and running.
They tell a beautiful story.
Leslie Rowland opened a new gallery when hers flooded, offering space to other female artists in the same situation.
We were all covered in mud. We were filthy. We were just trying to salvage anything that we had left. It was like an apocalypse.
The rebuilding is a work in progress.
We've come so far, and there's yet still so much to do.
A few miles away in Biltmore Village, the corner kitchen is decked out for the season, worlds away from its post-storm condition.
The water where I'm standing was about 6 feet over my head. It was into the ceiling of the first floor of the restaurant.
The local favorite, serving Southern and American fare, reopened in August.
I think I've hugged more people there than I did at my wedding.
The holidays are a popular time in Asheville. The Omni Grove Park Inn and Spa hosts the National Gingerbread House competition, but had to cancel it last year because of the hurricane's impact.
It was really important to us to bring it back bigger and better than ever. We missed it so much last year.
Occupancy is back up at the resort where we stayed for a special rate, also known for its 43,000 square foot subterranean spa. At the Biltmore, the country's largest privately owned home, opened by George Vanderbilt in 1895, guests touring its opulence this holiday season are once again expected to hit 300,000.
We're really feeling hopeful and optimistic, and we feel like our entire community has made the turn.
A turn to brighter times ahead. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Asheville, North Carolina.
Explore Asheville says hotel occupancy in October rose 77%, down slightly from 81% 2 years earlier before the storm hit.
Glad to see they're all recovering down there. Well, it's going to be a cloudy Christmas. Let's check the first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Hey, Blaze.
Hello. That's right. A cloudy and mild Christmas Eve and Christmas. The mild temperatures moved in today, and they're sticking around through the end of the week. 20s tonight with some patchy fog possible. Winds are going to be light and out of the south, keeping us a little bit warmer in those low to mid 20s and where we should be for this time of year, which would be more or less in those mid-teens. Staying cloudy again and mild through Christmas, and we're looking at a chance for some rain on Christmas Eve, with some drizzle continuing into Christmas. There's those rain showers moving on in as we head into the afternoon hours Christmas Eve. Overnight, the rain will push off towards the east and fizzle on out, but like waking up tomorrow morning, we could wake up to some patchy fog on Christmas Day. Clouds are going to be sticking around despite the fact our winds will be out of the north. We're not really going to cool down a whole lot between Christmas Eve and Christmas. And those winds turn right back out of the south by the time we go into the evening hours Christmas into the following Friday. That little boost of moisture bringing back that chance for a rain-snow mix stretching from northern Wisconsin back south into northern Illinois. We could see some light ice. I would say mainly north of the Dells is where the best chance is going to be. But temperatures are going to be back above freezing, not only Friday afternoon, but also into Saturday. Not to mention, over the last couple of days, our temperatures have been fairly warm, so the ground isn't as cold. The ice, it'll maybe cause some slick spots. Not really enough to impact any sort of travel, which is the silver lining in all of this. Over the next couple of days, even into the weekend, we're not anticipating any big systems to move through the area. So if you're bringing in family or friends either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, not anticipating anything other than some light rain, some breezy conditions on Christmas Day out of the east. But, you know, compared to maybe some years past, we're not going to be dealing with any heavy snow, heavy rain, or anything that will really impact any travel, especially heading back home going into our following work week. And that's also this weekend when we will start to cool on down out of the upper 30s to low 40s and back into those 20s, maybe even slipping into those upper teens to low 20s by next Monday. And of course, Thursday is 2026, and it looks like we're going to be ringing in the new year and the new month on the cooler side. So we'll go from warmer than average through this Saturday to cooler than average from Sunday through at least that following Friday, at least for now. And what I don't foresee changing anytime soon is any big cool downs, prolonged Arctic blasts. I think we're going to continue to remain mild, kind of hugging the normal highs for this time of year and lows to just slightly above average. So there was a look at the 7 and 10 day forecast going from the 40s to the 20s. Saturday into Sunday. But again, all things considered, we're not really looking at a whole lot of big weather impacts to impact not only your Christmas Eve and Christmas travel, but also celebrating the new year there next Wednesday and Thursday. We'll hang out in the 20s New Year's Eve into the start of 2026.
That is certainly a gift. Thank you, Blaze. It is the long-awaited season finale of Stranger Things, and you'll definitely need snacks for this long-form episode.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Okay, here's the thing. You might need a longer holiday break to get through the final episodes of Stranger Things.
Plus, Ready or Not 2 and, what is that?
Black Phone 2.
Black Phone 2, thank you, are also coming out soon. David Daniel has the Hollywood Minute.
It is time. Here's how long to set aside for the final episodes of Stranger Things. Show creator Ross Duffer revealed on Instagram episodes 5, 6, and 7, which debut Thursday, each run between an hour and 6 minutes and an hour and a quarter. And the series finale, premiering on New Year's Eve, clocks in at 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Skippy screams.
The game begins in 5, 4.
The game begins sooner than expected. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come is coming to theaters March 27th, 2 weeks earlier than first scheduled. Ridley Scott's new film, The Dog Stars, had held that spot. It's now due in theaters August 28th. Two very different films land on home video today. The horror sequel Black Phone 2 is set to scare you on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. And the drama Sentimental Value, which won the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival and appears poised to receive multiple Oscar nominations, arrives on digital platforms. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're looking for a new holiday movie to watch this week, we might have the perfect one. A Cherry Pie Christmas was filmed right here in Wisconsin.
The small-town holiday rom-com features a Chicago pastry chef who returns to her hometown in Door County. And that's when she must choose between her life in the Windy City or her small-town roots. Plus, it centers around a pie contest. And get this, one of the judges in the movie is Green Bay Packers legend Amon Green, who happened to be at the screening, and he teamed up with Central Standard Craft Distillery in Milwaukee to bring people together to watch the movie while raising money for his foundation.
I get to taste it and give my opinion, and also give my opinion about what the Bears still are, even though we know what happened.
Well, you can watch A Cherry Pie Christmas on demand through a variety of services like Amazon, Tubi, Roku, and Pluto TV.
Oh, that's great. There were no jackpot winners. You probably heard about this in Monday night's Powerball. And that means the grand prize for the next drawing tomorrow night on Christmas Eve could be $1.7 billion. While no one hit the jackpot on Monday, 9 tickets did win $1 million prizes by matching all 5 white balls. And those tickets were sold in Florida, Georgia, Illinois, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and yes, someone in Wisconsin. Powerball says the jackpot has only been won on Christmas Eve once in the game's history.
That would be a nice little Christmas gift,
yes.
huh?
Somebody in Wisconsin. I could probably travel the whole state.
Yeah.
And just give a forecast for a measly $1 million. We've got cloudy conditions and mild conditions really through the remainder of the week. Keep in mind some fog may be possible both Christmas Eve morning, so tomorrow, and Christmas morning there on Thursday. Rain showers probably into your Christmas Eve afternoon. Again, we stay mild through Saturday, and then colder temperatures return Sunday through the end of next week, at least for now, and that means that we're ending 2025 and going into 2026 in the 20s underneath partly sunny conditions with maybe a little bit of light snow possible next week. We will keep you updated.
I can't believe it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. Wow. Thank you, Blaze. We'll be right back.
Coming up on News 3 Now at 5, we're learning more about a 22-year-old man who was killed in Madison and what we know about the person in custody. And the UN Security Council is meeting today to discuss the United States' actions against Venezuela and alleged drug smuggling boats, plus how the U.S. military is tightening its grip on the Caribbean. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today, and we are off tomorrow. Happy holidays to everyone. You can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.